Hello, I trust you've been keeping well. All right, so I believe that we just have to explain a bit more about the assignment. So I'm going to go straight into it. Okay, so I'll be taking you through it line by line, and it's very important that everyone just understands each process very well, right? So if you by any chance don't understand a specific part, please can you send in your questions in the comment section, and I'll be looking out for your comments and your questions just to make sure that everyone's fine. So just drop it in, say what your question is, or if you need any form of clarity, and I'll definitely respond. Okay, so this is just so we can go through it again step by step. All right. Okay, so your assignment is specifically about community market research and direct response marketing. Okay, so you'll see that having the internet, right, it's such a powerful tool. It underpins all digital communication and online services, right? So, social media, a key component of the digital landscape, serves as a powerful tool for connecting people, businesses, and communities worldwide. So, this assignment aims to help appreciate the impact of social media and obviously gain the insights into its influence at the local level. So, what this means is that using social media within the community, right, aiming at the businesses, the business owners, to actually make an impact at the end of the day, right? So at the end of the assignment, it would then be to look at those insights and understand them at the local level and know that social media has that influence and impact on businesses around you within the township. Okay, so let's get into the assignment. So the assignment is made up of discussion sessions, obviously with amongst yourselves, as the learning club, as your co-ops. So you'll have discussions, right? So this is a group assignment. Then you have your community survey. So this is the Google form section. Um, we've already we've already created a video for that, right? We already have a video for that. So please have a look at your Google form sheet, and then video if you haven't already, so that you can understand the submission from there. So we've got business posts that need to go out after the community survey has been done. Okay, so these are Canva branded designs that you're going to submit, right? For based on the businesses that you engaged with. Okay, so those are the three parts: your discussion, your survey, Google form, and then the Canva. Okay, so now the response marketing survey questionnaire, right? So the questionnaire must be asked to community businesses who are not yet optimizing social media for business. Okay, so on any of the platforms covered in our live station, so Meta, LinkedIn, so especially, right? So in other words, if a business is not on Facebook, this is who you're targeting. If the business is not on LinkedIn, this is who you essentially um, approaching, and you'll find out from them, are they on social media, which platforms are they on, and if you find that they're not on either one of them, then you go ahead with the survey, right? So say that you'd like to conduct an interview, right? So we're conducting research to determine the needs of the community for social media marketing services. So ask them if they mind to be asked a few questions about the business. Okay, so entrepreneur, right? If the person says yes, you start collecting the information using the Google form. So this part can be done by either filling in these for them, or they can fill it in themselves, right? So you're going to have your device and approach them and find out from them, okay, can we please conduct just a brief interview to understand if there is a need for social media marketing services, right? Other digital related services as well. So you get a yes, and then you start asking the questions. So one of you will then input this data in your Google form, right? So your Google form essentially would look like the one that we already created, right? Where we have those in the video, right? So please refer to the video so that we are aligned in terms of how that should be. Okay, so you also I'll just also add the link so that you can be able to go straight into that, just as reference. So we asked the business name, the owner's name, the address, which of the top three products or services are um, do they offer, right, are on offer. So the top three are like the cash cows, the ones that bring the most money, okay, and quickly. What does the business need mostly at the current moment? Some will say funding, some will say machinery, whatever it is that they currently need. Others will say marketing, right? So you'll find out exactly, does the brand require marketing assistance? So you're asking the owner if they need assistance, they want assistance. Which social media platforms are they using? So you list the ones that they're using. Which of these additional services would be of interest? Now you list your other services, right? So you've got solar installations, you've got cell phone repairs, you've got web development, so all the services that you are able to offer. Now make sure they are within your Google form as a checkbox so that they are able to easily tick, right? So these services must already be on your form, and then you'll have another option so that if there's anything that isn't on the form that you've listed, then they're able to actually put it on the other option, right? So how much is the owner willing to pay? So we want to know how much they're willing to pay, right, to get this assistance. Okay, so you'll find that people have a budget in mind. This is where you get to realize how to price, right? So if someone says, I'm willing to pay 3,000 to solve this marketing um, just point of the business that we need, okay, or I have a budget of 300 rand, so you know that, okay, maybe we can create one post a month with that. So this actually helps to understand how much to value the services, right? Or how much of the services do they value at the current moment? Do they, what does their pocket look like? Okay, so make sure you have all these contact details at the end of the survey so that you're able to contact the business owner when we're done with the assignment, right? So leave space for questions, comments, or any additional information. So you might have information about the business that you just want to make sure that you've captured. Please take pictures of each and every business that you come across. Take a picture outside, take a picture inside. Obviously, ask before you take pictures. Just let them know that this is just in relation to be able to have a visual of the business, right? Because let them know that you're submitting the assignment. So this is essentially part of the proof of having the engagement. So this is then the first part of your assignment. You have 30 businesses that you have to capture, right? So that the data is then calculated or combined, and we know that 30 businesses have given us information to understand the market need, right, for social media services and other digital marketing. I mean, not even just digital marketing, but digital services that you provide, right? Because we've also got that option over here. All right, so after you've surveyed 30 businesses, view the form responses and summarized analytics. Okay, so it looks like this, where you've got the responses on this side. So obviously here we don't have, so I've put an example here of just data I've entered, right? So it would look something like this, right, where you've got all your responses. So you should have the number 30 here, meaning all 30 responses are in, and essentially that's what that part says there, right? So view form responses and summarized analytics. So the analytics that you'll get to see on the forms are like that, right, where you get to see graphs and know that, okay, this is the type of service they mostly want. You'll also get to see the amounts that they're willing to pay in a, you know, in a more analytical way. Okay, so you then go and download the data as a spreadsheet, so to get a market view, right? So you're able to then see and have a good indication, right, of what the spending potential is, like we've mentioned there. So now you're going to then fill in the number of total owners that were interviewed, okay, potential market value, so the total they're willing to actually spend, okay, the number of owners interested in marketing, right? So now you know, okay, we've interviewed 30, and then the total that they actually willing to spend is like 30K. Okay, so now you see the potential of the pool size, right? How much you can actually make, right? That's the potential there. And then the number of owners interested in the marketing services, you probably see, okay, out of the 30, maybe 27. Okay, so we are able to indicate that number there, so it's very clear how many of them we're going to create posts for. So this number then determines the second part of our assignment. Okay, so when we have our submission part, right, so this is what you'll send to your cluster managers, is the Google form link. So we need to go back to our form, and as you see, this is a link to the sheet, right? So you need to send this. So we're going to create a new spreadsheet, and then you send your link. Okay, so you're also able to view here at the end, but we've already gone through this part. Okay, so please do send your Google form link sheet, right, so that we can see the results. So should you not be able to send a Google form link, right, please can you download your results? So we spoke about the results, so please can you download your result and then send the spreadsheet so that we can be able to see that. Okay, so that is obviously what we will need in order to assess the assignment. Okay, so now post submission engagement. respond. Now, consult the business owners who have shown interest to respond to marketing needs. Now, you're going to establish what products or services they would like to promote. Okay, so you already know the top three, right? That they have. So what message would they like to send out to customers? Their brand identity. So let's say you're approaching a hair salon and they usually have a logo, right? They usually have maybe a purple color, pink color, green. So you have to be mindful of those because that becomes important in the post that you create for them, right? So those that have shown interest, the ones over here, okay, these are the ones that we get to do this part for. Okay, so remember, we've got two parts of the assignment, in a sense that when it comes to submission, you're submitting your Google form and you're also submitting now the Canva post. So those that are interested, once again, are the ones that we are going to create posts for. Okay, so now it's quite important to understand these. If you already know this, right, you don't have to obviously engage because you have taken photos. They've probably given you some indication of the products that they like to, you know, that they have. So you might already be able to create messaging around that. So this part is if you don't have this information at all. So that's the consultation part. Now, respond to owners accordingly, right? So this we're going to create this part after submission. So you don't communicate with the owners yet, so that we can obviously evaluate the post, right? So businesses who have provided a budget indication. So let's say now they've said, I would like to, I'm willing to pay 3,000, for example, like we said earlier, right? Then you know that, okay, we've got a budget allocation here. So you're going to offer one post a week times 3 weeks for their brand. So this means that we're going to create 3 posts for them. Okay, so businesses that said, I don't have a budget, right? Everyone can create a budget, by the way. If you're in business, you need marketing. So what we will do is we will offer them one post, right? So that obviously they've shown that they have interest, right? They do require the assistant. Perhaps they just don't have a budget in that they've allocated towards marketing. So we will create one post so that we can create that interest and obviously stimulate that demand so that they do create that budget and make it available. Okay, so that's the purpose and objective behind it. So the first part we'll look at is those that have a budget. We create 3 posts for them. Okay, and then those that don't have a budget allocation, then we create one post for them. Okay, so we ensure all their designs have their logos appearing, right, relatively small on the final post. So like it's not that the post that has to be, or the post has to be you know, like where their logo is obviously quite big. Just have it in such a way that it shows that this is theirs, right? But then you elegantly place it. So use your own creative flair, of course, in creating the post, although you have to make sure that you go with the corporate identity. So even if they don't have a corporate identity, if it does apply, you have to make sure that it's considered, right? You follow those guidelines. If they are, some businesses are very established, right? You might find a company that has a store that has that's been there for a very long time, very well established. So they'll have a quite a strict way in which they want to appear. So you must follow that, because you are showing your expertise, by understanding that you know that the brand has an identity and you creating around those guidelines. If they don't, and you see that, okay, in this logo there's a green and you know a, a white and just black probably, then you are able to work around the colors, right? And then the font, so those pictures become super important, because you're then able to reflect back for those that don't have an identity, meaning those that don't even have a logo. Some may not have a logo, right? Maybe you come across a man that is a shoe cleaner, right? And he's always there, he's got a business, people come, or he does shoe repairs and shoe cleaning, right? So he may not have a brand identity, but then he still has a business. And remember, the business doesn't have to be registered, right? So the business essentially, it can be a person that is conducting business on a daily basis, right? So you make sure that you create then that brand identity. So you use your creative flair. So what I want to highlight here is that those that do have an identity, follow it. Those that don't, create it. Okay, so that's quite important to ensure. So now, records of engagement. So just, sorry, this is quite important. Make sure that you submit your Canva links. Okay, so these Canva links, they should have an ability for us to comment, right? Because when you do go back and you give the posts, we need to have assessed how the posts look, so that you can make those adjustments and obviously take them into consideration, make those edits before sending to the businesses, right? So those Canva links must give us the ability to comment. Okay, so you will then have your records of engagement, which is then, as a learning club, keep and submit the attendance registers of all the engagements. So the reason why you have a register, in a sense that some businesses, as you speak to them, so let's say you approached someone and they say, no, I'm okay, so please, it's fine, like I'm not maybe interested in a survey, right? You would really get that if you obviously approach them well. So this helps us to know that, okay, you actually approached 39 businesses, right? So, or you approached 60 businesses and got 30 on the survey. But this says I approached Tabo's supermarket, and and the obviously the date, right, that you approached, and the street address. So it helps us to know that as much as Tabo's supermarket is not on the survey itself, you actually did engage with them. Okay, and this is where the store is located. Okay, so now and share these schedules of your meetings with the cluster, with your cluster managers. So the records must show the activities covered each day, so that date becomes essential. Okay, so obviously share your Google Sheet and then share your Canva links. So this is a Google Sheet of the register. Okay, so you've got your Google form, you've got your Canva posts, as well as your register on a sheet. Okay, and this is just some extra information just to understand about response marketing, direct response marketing, because essentially the information that you gather is for you to understand how to then start the business, start engaging, and provide the social media services. Okay, so because you're responding to the need and you have now the direct information from the businesses to actually respond to the need accordingly. Okay, so it becomes very important to capture the understanding of what they require so you can respond to it. Okay, so I trust that this is clear. Like I said, please can you drop your questions or comments or any form of part of the assignment that you required clarity on, and I will definitely respond to each and every comment just to make sure that everyone is aligned and understands what they need to submit. Okay, you've got 2 weeks. We are coming to a closing of the program, so this has to be done within that time. There is no further extension beyond this. What you submit is what will be recorded. So please make sure that you complete your assignment in time so you can be assessed. And obviously, anyone that doesn't submit a link will not be assessed, right? So please make sure you submit your links with everything that you have, your Canva links as well. So we're expecting 3 links for those that have a budget, 1 link of the Canva post for those that don't. So this data will correspond with what is on the Google form. So all of that will be checked, right? So submit your links to your cluster managers, questions in the comment section, just so that we can respond to them quickly. Obviously, we've got the 4IR journey, so log a ticket if you obviously want to understand anything further. So all those essentially should be logged in as a ticket, but just to make sure that everyone is obviously fine, because the questions are coming in different forms, but you should be using your 4IR journey to log your tickets. Okay, just for the sake of having to make sure that you submit in time, I will look at any comments or questions in the section below. Okay, thank you so much, and I look forward to your results. Okay, bye.